Okay, short video, part 3 of the steering wheel skinned, basically removing this rubber covering that was around the wheel. There used to be a hole here. I took it off and then discovered there was aluminum or metal down there. So I took an X-Acto knife and cut around the hole. Saw that it was nice. And don't worry about cutting into that part as you're cutting this off, because even if it scratches that metal, you're gonna end up scraping some of that blue residual. So kind of feel free. I kind of first went like this, went all the way through and all the way up and peeled it off a little bit. And I went around there with the knife. Then I just grabbed and pulled off. And it ended up leaving a nice wheel with some of that glue that would come off fairly easy if you rubbed it off. What I did, I took that grinder, grinded it down. And now what I'm doing it, I like how it looks, but I ended up grabbing this X-Acto knife to clear up a little spot. Saw that it looked real nice when it kind of gave it that brushed look, brushed metal, which from a distance, someone sitting over there looking at the wheel, they're gonna be able to see it more if you were to grab the tip of this X-Acto knife that I was using kind of like to clean, detail the little clean. I saw that it left a little line. I ended up kind of just adjusting my hand, going across the knife edge like this, and then kind of went down with the point, ended up just a little bitty scratch, a tiny scratch. So it leaves a little scratch. If I was to rub this down for a good 3 minutes, it would delete that scratch. With sandpaper or a little buffer, it'll come right off. So don't be afraid about making mistakes. So again, just kind of, you can grab the edge, don't go against it because you'll eat into it, kind of go away from it. And then the point of the X-Acto, whatever blade you're using, I kind of put it like at this angle and then go. And if you can hear that, it's leaving a little bitty scratch, like a brushed metal look, going that way, and I'm going across. The point grabs and ends up flicking off, and ends up giving it a little bit of a third dimension. The light kind of catches those little bitty scratches. I feel like that guy on TV now, Bob Ross, the painter guy, as he explains how he paints. But that's what I did, kind of make it consistent. So, you know, don't be afraid if you're going to make a mistake, because again, just within 30 seconds you can buff it right out with a little bit of a sandpaper, even with your hands. And of course, kind of adjust the wheel to where you're going to be able to do this and cover as much of it as possible. And you really can't appreciate that nice, I don't know if you can or not, that nice metallic brushed look. I think you can see some of it right there that it gives it. It gives it a real nice little, I leave some of that black you see there's where the glue was, and I'm not taking it all off. I kind of wanted to get some depth. There's some more black in here. Now I left that. I could get in there with a nice sandpaper by hand and take it all off. But what I end up doing, since the aluminum goes all the way around, but the black starts there that I haven't removed. And, oops. All right. So I leave that black there because at the end of the day, even though it's metal all the way around, so that black ends up blending into the rest of my car and making the wheel look even thinner, which is what I was going for. So as you can see, that black is right there. I can get in there and go all the way around and make it shiny all the way around. And if you want to try that and go back to black, you could go back and add some black, whatever, you know. Same thing, I'm going to do the brush look here too. So again, if you can see that, just kind of, it's going like this, and I'm not going down like grid. I'm going with the blade part and ends up at the point part. So I got to keep adjusting my hand to start. I got my hand sitting there, so it's a consistent downward spiral looking oops, there it is. Can you see those tiny little, see there's the aluminum that's coming off a little bit. I don't know that you want to breathe those in. And that's it. I think this is definitely my last video on this subject. I just like the outcome so much that I had to keep posting. Thank you.